Welcome back, ZX family. Appreciate all the love. Let's get right in today's update, and you can tell by the title it's going to be on Aster. I made an Aster update about 2 to 3 days back. If you did end up watching it, great. If not, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time coming onto the channel, make sure you are subscribed down below and your bell icons are on so you're notified every time I make an upload for you guys. And also, let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these updates. But as we are going into Monday, we're really going to see what's happening with Aster right now and what we could be anticipating, going into Monday morning and how this week could go for Aster. So I want you guys to keep one thing in mind. Over the last 1 hour, Aster is making some nice moves. So it's one of the coins that's actually doing quite well, up about 7.4% over the course of the last just 1 hour to be exact. Price currently sitting at $2.05, down about 1.6% on the 24-hour time frame, and also down about 1% in Bitcoin compared with the valuation sitting at about 3.3 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume still sitting about 1.2 billion dollars right now. Even though we're coming out of the weekends, as you guys know, weekends more manipulation than usual due to the fact that the CME futures are closed. But still, in the grand scheme of things, the overall market's still looking amazing. Bitcoin was able to reach an all-time high on Saturday, which is again a very, very exciting time for the broader market. But let's take a look at what's happening with Aster. Before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So now dominance right now is obviously showing a lot of strength. I want you guys to focus on the dominance from September 13th level. Keep the September 13th level in mind because this is where primarily you want to see the dominance making its way back towards the downside. This is exactly where we want to see the dominance going back to. But you can clearly see that the dominance is in this upwards trend. There is no secret about that. And the reason why the dominance is showing strength right now is because of Bitcoin. Our king of the market reached an all-time high on Saturday, but since then the market has seen a little bit of a retracement. But again, that's the reason why some of the altcoins are seeing a retracement. But nonetheless, due to Bitcoin in this upwards trend, that is the reason why you're seeing the dominance picking up. But let's take a look at what's happening with Aster, because Aster has done something very, very interesting. So if you did watch my last update, it went live about 2 days back. If not, like I said, make sure you're coming back on the Crypto ZX channel. I'll make more updates on this. But I did indicate on that channel, wow, did I just say on that channel? On that video, that Aster is one of the most exciting projects coming out because, of course, it's a DEX. It gets compared to Hyperliquid. And again, it's not exactly like Hyperliquid because Hyperliquid is a layer 1 blockchain. But, it's really, actually putting a big competition with Hyperliquid. Obviously with CZ backing it, with CZ tweeting about it, that's bringing in excitement. And if CZ really is behind this, I'm pretty sure CZ is going to go all in and really make this a big, big decentralized exchange. And decentralized exchanges are becoming more known and more normal. People want to see DEXs. I've had my fair share of DEXs over the last almost 10 years that I'm in the space. I've seen so many of them launching, but now you're actually seeing DEXs being looked at quite heavily. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of competition, but due to obviously CZ tweeting about this is the reason why some people actually made crazy amount of money. From 17 cents when he tweeted about it, this thing went up 14 and a half, almost 15x gain in such a short span of time, and some people made crazy amount of money. But let's take a look at what we're working with, and I did indicate this in my last Aster update. We want to work with the data that we have right now, but so far so good. Like the way this coin is holding and looks like it wants to move towards the upside. And I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys what I said in my last update. I said there's still a chance for Aster to maybe get to a valuation if we do see an altcoin mania playing out like the one that we saw in November and December of last year. Because Bitcoin's right now soaring. Bitcoin has the majority of the momentum, but once dominance really starts pulling down and the allocation of the funds go back into allocation of Bitcoin goes back into altcoins, that's what's going to cause the dominance to pull down. And I think that's where the altcoins are really going to start moving towards the upside. Maybe it's going to happen after the rate cut, but I think we're still going to see the broader market picking up going into the rate cut, but maybe a day or two before we're going to see the market kind of shaken out out before the rate cut itself. But if you're looking at Aster right now, I did indicate the tokenomics don't look the best. I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's not the best tokenomics, and that's something obviously you guys need to be aware of. This is where your due diligence needs to come into play. But due to the time we're in the market right now, and there's not major unlocks coming, I do believe that this thing has a lot of legs for itself, and it could do quite well. But you could see this for yourself. We retested this key resistance. I talked to you guys about this in my last update at $2.16. We briefly went above it, but got rejected because, of course, breaking above that key range would have taken us back to all-time highs. But I think this is where the bears stepped in, and of course, the dominance picking up as well was a reason why we did see a little bit of retracement, but also profit taking. Let's keep that in mind. So from October 4th, you saw quite a sharp pullback for Aster. We're looking at about a 24% retracement. We need to keep in mind the futures volume. A lot of market makers are coming out from that future side of things. So a lot of manipulation does tend to happen. You need to understand over long positions could start piling up because, again, we've broken past a major key resistance, and this is where more and more people get bullish, and that's where the opposite could happen. And you can see this for yourself. We did see a major retracement, but again, we got supported by the $1.73. But anyone that were able to get back into this key range and had their orders fill in, you're looking at an increase of about 20% in just the last 24 hours for Aster. So again, this should be a learning lesson. You guys know on my channel I'm totally against leverage trading platforms. So if you are interested in crypto, I would say do your due diligence research and invest what you can afford to lose, and actually spot buy rather than leverage trade, and have patience. Because imagine the people that got liquidated and they're just seeing the prices picking up back up to pretty much where it was, and this is why you don't want to leverage trade. Have patience. But it is picking up right now. Some resistance coming in our way, but I do believe this breakout could happen in the very, very near future, and we could see Aster potentially reaching a new all-time high this week alone, because it's only about a 17% move for it to reach an all-time high. I made a comparison with the Hyperliquid with the valuation. If you take Hyperliquid's current valuation and compare to Aster, Aster, if it were to reach Hyperliquid's current valuation, it would be at $8 and some change. Do I see that happening? If we see an altcoin mania like we did last year, I think allocation is still going to come into these type of projects, and not even just a short-term time scale. If this, DEX does become what people are intending it to be, and if CZ continues to back it, and if CZ is involved, I do believe this has legs in the long term as well. But the tokenomic aspect is something we want to keep in mind, because those unlocks do mean more, coins coming onto the market. That's something obviously you need to keep in mind. But let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are on Aster. Where do you see the price going? Love you all, and let me know if you want to see more of these updates. We'll see you later. Been Crypto ZX, and peace out.